Well, hello gentlefolk of the knitting community and welcome back to the Knitted Wardrobe. It is a delight to have you here in my creative space today. My name is Jenny. If you haven't been here before, this is where we talk about all things knitting, yarn, all the shenanigans around kind of like design process and projects in progress, and also some finished objects sometimes, maybe. We'll see about that one. I'm also joined here with Finchley, my cat, so if you hear him meowing in the background, he is just padding in the room, but it's great to have you here. Today is an update because it has been such a long time since I've sat down and recorded a video. I thought it was about time to kind of like come up here and say hello and let you know what's going on with the Knitted Wardrobe. So if you want to grab your hot cold beverage, grab your needles, grab your yarn and sit down for another instalment of the Knitted Wardrobe. Today I have my coffee with me because it's about 8:15 on a Thursday morning. It's rather dreek outside and I just wanted to take this moment before the day starts to say hello and thank you so much for bearing with us over the last couple of months. February and March have been a little tricky and the beginning of 2024 has been filled with lots of decision making, lots of joyful stuff, but also I had COVID and a chest infection and I also crashed my car. So it's been a bit much. If you join me on Instagram, you'll know all of this. So head over to the_knitted_wardrobe to get all the updates on what's been going on in the last 8 weeks, because it has been a ride, man. But I'm very happy to be here today. Over the last couple of months, I have made some decisions about the channel here on YouTube. And I just wanted to sit down and let you know what's happening. So grab your coffee, it's catch up time. Today we're with Skylark Coffee actually. If you head over to their Instagram page, you'll find them there. They're not sponsored, but I've enjoyed them over the last couple of months. And actually I'm going back to Foundation Roasters as of tomorrow. So if you want to follow my coffee journey as well, it's always mentioned on the gram. So what's been going on? I had a bit of a revelation over February and I had been sitting on the sofa for about 2 weeks nursing first a chest infection and then that also was linked with a virus, but basically I wasn't well. And what I discovered was that I was watching a lot of YouTube. I think I'd kind of like got to the end of YouTube almost in those 2 weeks, or it felt like it anyway. And I realized that I actually don't watch many knitting YouTube channels. And I was reflecting on why that was. And I was very clear, it was very immediate actually. And the reason is that they give me a complete sense of imposter syndrome, overwhelm, kind of like I'm not good enough at knitting, I'm not good enough at creating, and I don't knit enough to warrant a space here on YouTube and have a podcast. So I was thinking about that and thinking about the fact that as soon as I mentioned sewing here on the Knitted Wardrobe, we lost a lot of subscribers, which is absolutely fine. This is a hobby for me. It's definitely, subscriber count really matters. And I really love the fact you're here. And I love growing our community. But it isn't my purpose of being here. My purpose is to share a journey in knitting, in creating my wardrobe, and just sharing with you the joy of fibre. It's never here to put pressure on anybody to knit a certain amount. And I felt that having a YouTube channel, I had to create an awful lot of knitting, finish all the projects, and also knit the designs that are popular on the Instagrams so that the channel could grow. And I realised that actually all of that needed to be parked and put in a very big dumpster fire and burnt to cinders. The reason that I want to be here on YouTube and what I would love to invite you along with is actually what I love about knitting. I love doing my own designs. This is the Cornish Path sweater. We released it on November 1st last year. And the rock pool shawl is in test knitting at the moment, which is going really, really well. It's been a wild ride over there on the test knit channel on Slack, and we've had a really good time. So that's coming to an end in the next 3 weeks, and I'm really happy with how that's gone. And I love designing my own clothes. And I have to say, and I know it's going to be madness down in the comments, I actually don't find that many of the popular designs that are coming out at the moment that interesting for me to knit. The construction of them may be interesting for, say, like a collar, but a sea of stockinette stitches and kind of like top-down raglan isn't my style. And I don't like yoked construction much, and I don't like the oversized look. So I was really left with kind of like, well, I really enjoy designing my own patterns and getting into the nitty-gritty of construction. And also I want to share that process here on YouTube. One design can take me up to about 4 months just to get it on the needles, rough drafted, the beginning of the writing kind of like process, and then knitting the darn thing. And there's a general kind of like excitement when I start design, and then there's kind of like this, oh God, what am I doing? Then there's, I never want to see this thing again. And then I kind of like cast off, finish it and love it. So there's that. Every design has that kind of like love affair, falling out, and then we have this kind of like reunion at the end. And I love that about knitting. I love that about my relationship with yarn and my designs. And I also have other designers that I really enjoy. So at the moment I'm knitting the Bonnie cardigan. And what I've decided to do with patterns that I'm knitting just generally from other designers, I'm going to start making kind of like one-off videos. The thing I noticed about knitting vlogs that also irritated me is that people put a lot of time into knitting their sweaters and their garments, even socks. I mean, you sock knitters, you amaze me. It's the one thing I could never knit is socks. But they're kind of like put into these knitting vlogs and each one gets kind of lost. And because they're often the same patterns that are on many channels, people feel that they have to create the same, or, you know, they just get lost in a sea of many knits. And actually with the Bonnie cardigan, I've really enjoyed doing it. It's taught me a new technique, the Latvian braid. And that actually is being filmed at the moment, and it will have its own video because I think it's worth it. The Bonnie cardigan is not designed by me. I will put the designer's name on screen now because I don't want to upset them with my bad French pronunciation, because that would just not be cute. I think it's a beautiful pattern. It is stockinette. I actually needed that while I was ill and my brain was a bit fried. So I have really enjoyed that cardigan, and I have also been knitting it along with Emily Olivia Tapp. So if you go over to EOT Ceramics or Emily Olivia Tapp, you'll find her and her wonderful cat Ernie and her partner Tom, and we've been knitting the Bonnie cardigan together. So yeah, it's been a time of really looking at the knitted wardrobe and what I would like to be able to share with you. So this channel is going to change, and it's the best time to change because actually with the amount of kind of like, we're very, very small here. Like, we're a tiny channel. YouTube doesn't even know I exist yet, which is great because we can pivot. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some kind of like head to camera vlogs, and we're going to be sharing some stuff on here about my thoughts about yarn, what's happening, like the spinning that I'm hopefully starting this summer. We've got yarn that comes in, and I'll be doing kind of like little shorter videos with that. We'll then get the knitting design process, and they will come as diary entries. So we're going to do diary entries of what I'm working on, and they will have their own playlists. So for example, if I've started the Fisherman's Hug design, which I hope to start designing in the next couple of months. I will start that as a diary entry, and then we'll also be doing kind of like videos like the Bonnie cardigan, and that will have its own vlog. But the most important thing is that we are going to start including sewing into the knitted wardrobe. The reason is that I sew an awful lot, and it's definitely half of the stuff that I create here in the creative space. I do a lot of merchant and mill sewing, so a lot of their patterns, a lot of their fabric. I also have a really lovely group of patterns by Rosary Apparel, and Janelle is a phenomenal designer over in Tasmania in Australia, and I would love to share my makings of her patterns. And so yes, I'm going to bring you into my sewing room as well, and also some embroidery. I have some beautiful embroidery projects on the go, and although I won't be doing diary entries for them, they'll be standalone videos. I really want to bring you in all the creative journey. So although the Knitted Journal was originally started to share just my published designs, we're going to broaden out quite a lot. We're going to be finding our feet. I sent the first load of videos to Jeremy for the Eve trousers by Merchant and Mills the other day, and I need to work out how I do that and how I get them to Jeremy to edit, how we do voiceovers, all of that kind of malarkey. So the first ones I'm sure will be a bit rough on my part, definitely not on Jeremy's. He's an amazing editor. I just am here in my creative space trying to work out angles. I was working on one the other day with the ironing board. Didn't work, but it was great fun to do. So we'll be doing a lot more creative things here. And then we have one big life update that I would love to take you on, and that's because I'm actually moving this year. So let's talk about that. So the big news, if you have been following along on the Instagram, but also on the Knitted Journal, which is every Saturday, the Knitted Journal hits your email box, your inbox, and it's a journal update of what's been going on in the week with me, basically, here at the Knitted Wardrobe. So this won't be new to anybody who's been over there. But the big news is that I'm moving down to Cornwall this year, and I'm moving to Falmouth. So I'm in Surrey, which is just south of London, and it is quite a long drive to the west of the UK. And I will not be too far off the very end, Land's End and the Scillies. I won't be too far from there. And I'm really looking forward to the move. But it's taking time to process all of that. There's been a lot of things that are in the mix at the moment that is allowing that move to be as comfortable as possible, not only as stress-free as I can possibly make it, which is quite a challenge at the moment, but also just kind of like financially and time-wise. And so because of the move, I have actually decided not to release the 3 patterns that were planned for the rest of the year. So the Rockpool shawl, that's in the middle of test editing, as I said, and that will be released at the end of April now. But the summer, autumn and winter projects, I'm putting them on a kind of like freeze until the following year. And it's simply so I can save enough to move, and also I can do that without the worry of test knits going wrong, kind of like getting the edits to Rachel on time, all of that. So we're going to put a little bit of a cap on the design process, and updates will be on the Knitted Journal for that. So I am sure I will need a test knit group by the end of the year, so that will be over there. And there are some mini projects that are happening, but really, we're really putting kind of like a close on the design process for 2024 after the shawl pattern comes out. Moving to Cornwall has been an absolute dream since 2018, and to have it now is just wonderful, and I'm so excited for it. So that will be definitely here on YouTube. So I will be doing a bit of catch-ups and kind of like all of that will be here on the tube, as well as the gram and as well as the journal. So I'm sure you'll be all up to date with that. And the other thing is that I'm also retiring from therapy. So if you know, if you've been here from the beginning, you will know that I am a advanced clinical massage therapist, but I concentrate in physical rehabilitation for trauma and post-surgery. And I've been doing that now for 25 years. Sadly, my body is saying it's time to stop now. So also I need to I need the next 5 months to be able to say goodbye to my clients, refer them on really well to other therapists in this area, and also make sure that I have a job to step into once I move down to Cornwall in September. So there is a lot going on for me personally behind the camera, which is also why I haven't been here on YouTube. So there's a lot going on, and it's great to be here with you. And also I feel like there's this kind of like cathartic freeing up of just like saying, we're going to slow down. We don't have to knit. We don't have to sew all the things all the time. I know some wonderful knitters that knit every single day. Sadly, my hands won't do that, but also my time. I don't have time to knit every day, which is really sad. But now I don't feel any pressure to do something that isn't, to show you something on YouTube that isn't real. I'm really excited to take you on a very slow journey here in the creative space, and also look forward to setting up a new creative space down in Cornwall. That's going to be really fun. We're going to have a whole new knitting nook. We're going to have a whole new thing, and that I can't wait for that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this little ramble. Thank you for your support and your generosity in that. And I look forward to getting to know you so much more here on YouTube. Now the stress and the pressure has been taken off my shoulders. It will be a wild ride. I don't quite know what this is going to look like, but we'll find it out together. That's what community is all about. And I know that the knitting and the sewing communities are just such a wonderful group of people. So I look forward to sharing that with you. I look forward to writing to you at the Knitted Journal, and I especially look forward to catching up with you on Instagram, where we have the Monday Live every Monday at 10:30, unless I'm dying on a sofa somewhere, and also all the catch-ups and all the project makes over there. So thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying your hot cold beverage. I hope your frogging is rare and your needles bring you joy. And I shall see you soon here at the Knitted Wardrobe. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.